Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Inain's Forensic Classroom. So today is going to be the last video of the crime scene photography where we are covering one of the 7S of the crime scene, which is see the scene. So in today's video, we will be talking about the lighting in the crime scene photography. We will also be talking about the ethical and professional guidelines. Then we will talk about the common mistakes in the crime scene photography, followed by the legal frameworks in India. So that's what we will be talking about in today's video. So let's get started. So let's talk about the lighting in the crime scene photography. Now, lighting is one of the most challenging aspects of crime scene photography. See, natural light is rarely sufficient, and investigators have to use various lighting tools and techniques. Now, look at these two lighting tools that are on your screen. On the left, we have an external flash, and this image is the ring light. Now, these represent two of the most important lighting tools in crime scene photography. So the external flash, it basically provides direct illumination, and it is used for general photography when ambient light is insufficient. And when we talk about the ring light, it provides even and it provides shadow-free lighting, which is very ideal for close-up and macro photography, where shadows from a directional flash would obscure fine details. Now, the ring shape, it surrounds the lens and it eliminates the shadows completely, giving a clean, even illumination of the evidence directly in the front of the camera. Now let's talk about something which is called as oblique lighting, and this is also called as the side lighting. Now look at this image, okay? You have a scene which is illuminated at a very low angle, with the light source which is almost parallel to the surface, and it causes certain materials to glow and become visible. Now this technique is called as oblique lighting, where the light source is basically placed at a very low angle to the surface being photographed. Now this is especially useful for footprints, tool marks and impression evidence, because the shadows cast highlight texture and depth that would be completely invisible under direct overhead lighting. Now, this technique has helped investigators reveal footprints and tire tracks that were practically invisible under normal conditions. Then we will be talking about the alternate light sources, which we also call as ALS. These are basically a set of specialized lamps that emit light at specific wavelength, and each color basically targets different types of evidences. Now, ALS is used to detect biological stains, fibers, and latent fingerprints that are invisible under normal white light. Now, different types of evidence, they fluoresce or absorb light differently under ALS, which makes them visible to both the camera and the naked eye. Now, ALS is also one of the most powerful tools in modern crime scene investigation. Remember, if you have improper lighting, it can completely destroy the evidentiary value of a photograph. A photograph that is overexposed, underexposed, or incorrectly lit may fail to capture critical details and can be challenged and rejected in the court. Now let's talk about the ethical and professional guidelines. Now, crime scene photography must always be objective. It must be neutral, non-dramatic, and also non-sensational. Okay. Now, the goal is documentation and not storytelling. Okay. Investigators must never edit pictures. They should never add filters. They should not crop the important context or manipulate lighting digitally after the fact. Okay, Any alteration, be it a minor alteration, it can challenge the admissibility of photographs in court, and it can compromise the entire investigation. Now, the ethical standard is not just professional best practice, it is a legal requirement. If you have altered photographs, it can constitute tampering with evidence, which is a serious criminal offense in India under the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, which has replaced the Indian Penal Code. Now let's talk about the common mistakes in crime scene photography. See, these are frequently tested in your exams, so please note all of them very carefully. Now, taking close-up photographs without first establishing overall context. If you forget to include scale markers in the close-up shots, if you have the poor focus on evidence, it will make the photographs forensically useless. Also, if you have a reflective glare from a shiny surface which can obscure the evidence details, if blocking evidences with the photographer's own shadow, if if you also move the evidence before photographing it, it is the most serious violation of all. If you do not maintain a photo log, or if you are using compressed JPEG format instead of raw file format, and if you also fail to obtain the Section 63 certificate for digital photographs, which we will cover in a moment. So every single one of these mistakes can weaken the prosecution's case or result in photographs being rejected as evidence in the court entirely. Let's talk about the legal framework in India. Now, this is the most important section for your knowledge. Now, let's go through each relevant laws very carefully. Let's talk about Section 176 of Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita 2023. Now, this section makes forensic examination and documentation of serious crime scenes mandatory in India. For this, photography is basically one of the primary components of this mandatory documentation. Failing to properly photograph a serious crime scene is not just a procedural lapse, it is a direct violation of this law. Now, if we talk about Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam 2023, under this law, basically it's the India's new Evidence Act, which has replaced the Indian Evidence Act 1872. It says that photographs of the crime scenes are admissible as documentary evidence in court, provided they are properly authenticated. The photographer must be able to testify that photographs accurately represent the scene as found and that nothing was staged or altered before photographing. Then we will talk about the Section 63 of Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam, which corresponds to the old Section 65B of Indian Evidence Act. It governs the admissibility of the electronic records, including the digital photographs and videos. Now, under this section, digital crime scene photographs must be accompanied by a certificate of authenticity, which is a written document signed by the responsible person confirming that the digital record is genuine, it's unaltered, and it was produced by the device stated. Without this certificate, digital photographs can be challenged and potentially rejected as evidence in the court entirely. This means that original files must be preserved, copies must be documented, and metadata must not be altered under any circumstances. Now let's talk about the importance of photographs in court. Now, in court, crime scene photographs corroborate witness testimony, and they support forensic reports. They also help in the reconstruction of the sequence of events to clarify the spatial relationships between the evidences. Now, they allow the court to see the crime scene exactly as it was, even years after the scene itself no longer exists. So this was all about the crime scene photography. In our next video, we are moving into crime scene videography. We will talk about how video documentation works, what it captures that photography cannot, equipments that are used, techniques, and its complete legal standing in Indian courts. So that one is going to be equally detailed. So make sure you don't miss it. So if this video has helped you, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel, Ainan's Forensic Classroom. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.